Hello my fellow Brawlhalla haters. In case you didn't know, I just came back from a trip to Iowa, which is a very entertaining place to go if you like watching corn. But hey, that's more fun than Brawlhalla right now, so why not? But don't worry, I'm sure we can all tough it out as a community and wait for BMG to release an actually good update. Hopefully. Also, I changed the position of my microphone, so I probably sound a bit different. You guys like it? I can't hear what you're saying, so I'm gonna assume it's a yes. Awesome, great, glad you enjoy it. Last week, part 2 of the Street Fighter Brawlhalla crossovers were released, making the count of Brawlhalla crossovers at 53. 53? Hold up, how many legends are there? What the? Alright, I think it's fair to say that Brawlhalla has gone off the deep end with all these crossovers, and it needs to end now. So today, I'll be making a top 10 list of the worst crossovers in Brawlhalla. And in case you haven't seen it already, I've actually made a top 10 list for the best crossovers in Brawlhalla, so if you want to watch that, it'll be in the top, or in the iCard on the... It's gonna be up there, okay? So, without further ado, let's start with number 10. Ken. Now, I'm sure this choice has already raised a couple of eyebrows. Honestly, I can't really blame you if you're confused. On the surface level, Ken looks like a pretty nice crossover. I mean, the effects look nice, the sound effects are cool. What's wrong with Ken? Well, allow me to divert your attention over to a different crossover. Ryu. Now, class, could anyone tell me if they can spot any similarities between these two crossovers?
They have the same legend.
Whoa, jeez, not all at once. God, okay. Yeah, as you can tell, they're basically the exact same crossover. However, as the saying goes, it's not plagiarism if you're copying yourself. Anyways, the reason this gets number 10 is because it's a copy of a good crossover. Otherwise, it'd be worse. Next up at number 9 is Raphael. As I've said in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of the Ninja Turtle crossovers, so it shouldn't be a surprise that they're on the list. So, what's so bad about Raphael, you might ask? Look at his face. Why is his face like that? I don't know how to feel about that. Besides his oddly shaped head, his SIGs are also just kind of meh. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad per se, it's just more like Ragnar's SIGs are supposed to look cool, right? Now look at this Katar's end SIG. There's pizza. That's not cool. Well, pizza's pretty good, but it's not cool looking. Same with this Axe side SIG. Look at this, it's just more pizza. I mean, is that supposed to be threatening? It's making me hungry. That's about it though. Alright, moving up to 8th place is... Wait. Moving up? Would it be moving up or down? Because, like, think about it. This is a tier list ranking the worst of the crossovers. So first place is the worst crossover. So technically you're moving down, right? Like, that's bad? Okay, going in an unspecified direction to 8th place is Nimwei. Fun fact, Nimwei is Latin for unseen. Okay, that was a lie. The point is, I have never seen a Nimwei in-game. It's just unheard of. I've never seen anyone use this crossover. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. I mean, first of all, it's a dusk crossover. And second of all, the sounds of these signatures are so weird. Listen to this. I don't know, I can't make Shrillex sounds, but that's what it is. It's like dubstep. It's weird. I don't like it. That's about it for a Weemboy here, so let's move on. In 7th place is Donatello. I hate to say it, but Donatello is Mirage's one and only crossover, and it sucks! Out of the 4 Ninja Turtle crossovers, Donatello has the lamest signatures. I mean, look at this. Some of them are just so plain and boring. And then we have the weapons. It's a wooden pole. Come on. There's gotta be something cooler than that you could have made. Today, on How It's Made, Donatello's Spear. Step 1. Grab a wooden stick. Step 2. Put some tape on it. There you go. And the scythe, I don't even know what that is. It's called the Mouser. I already made a joke about it in my scythe video. You should watch that. But in all seriousness, Donatello is just not very good, and I hate to say it because I own him. I bought this stupid thing. I don't know why I did. Well, actually I do. It's because it's a Mirage crossover, but I regret every moment I have to stare at this thing in my menu. Okay, let's move on. Next, in 6th place, is Shovel Knight. Ah, yes. The first crossover ever released, technically. If you look at it chronologically, it technically is, so yeah. I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but Shovel Knight is the Bodvar of crossovers. I mean, think about it. They're both the first that you see in their respective rosters, and they're kind of just like the default character. That's kind of how I feel about both of them. Except, Bodvar is kind of OP, and Shovel Knight is not. Most of Shovel Knight's SIGs are just recolored versions of Nash's SIGs, except for 2 of them, where you have this sort of gem effect that pops up. It's kinda cool, but nothing special either. But for me, the nail in the coffin is this stupid sound that happens before every single one of the signatures. Every single one. Why? Why was that added? Luckily, the rest of the Shovel Knight crossovers were good compared to Shovel Knight himself, so that's good at least. At our halfway point is Lara Croft. I honestly have no clue how BMG managed to do this, but somehow the only crossover with 2 skins in one managed to be also one of the worst. I mean, even the announcer was trying to get me pumped for Lara Croft with this announcement. Lara Croft! Lara Croft! But no, it didn't work. It's a bad crossover. All of her signatures are basically just recolored versions of Diana's SIGs, and maybe like an added sound effect or 2, but they're basically the same thing. The one good thing I do have for Lara Croft is that when you do hit one of these signatures, they might have a cool effect with them. Like, see, there's like fire. Fire is cool, so that's what's keeping her at number 5. At 4th place, we have Asuka. Nope, apparently the U is silent. We have Asuka. Yep. Just like with Nimwei, this is a crossover that is virtually non-existent in real matches. And yeah, I can't blame anyone for not wanting this crossover. I mean, look at that mask. It's hideous.
Ugh, it's hideous! Oh, that's not very nice. It's just a donkey.
That makes Dream's mask look good by comparison. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, there's a good reason that she wears a mask. Look at her smile. Ugh. That is, one creepy face smile. Asuka is also rocking the June 1st hair, which is a little bit strange because this is WWE, so this is not the place that you'd expect to be seeing something like that, but to each their own, I guess. Worst of all is that all of her spear signatures, look, they have a mask as well. So yeah, every time that I go up against a 6-spamming Queen Nai, I will thank God that I don't have to stare at this mask. Unless, of course, someone actually uses this crossover. That's not happening. Alright, making it to the podium at 3rd place is Sakura. Okay, just look at her outfit. This makes me think of any anime protagonist with a school uniform. It's not threatening at all. It's supposed to be Street Fighter, not Equation Solver. And yes, I know that's how she's designed in the actual Street Fighter games. Do I care? Absolutely not. It's still garbage. As for her signatures, just take Lin Fei's SIGs and make them infinitely less cool. There you go. There's Sakura's SIGs. And lastly, these voice lines. this cracked me up. Listen to this one. Was that a sneeze? Bless you, I think. I don't know. Alright, next. Our runner-up is Gruagak. I'm assuming that nobody is shocked by this. Gruagak is the only crossover that does not cost 300 Mammoth Coins, and that's because he has no custom signatures. I mean, look at this. You might as well be playing no skin Taros. In fact, they're pretty similarly colored, so I'd say that this skin is just Taros, but more Gruagaki. I don't know why I said that. I regret that. Now, you might be asking, wait a minute. If there's no custom signatures and you don't like the look of the skin, why isn't it the worst crossover? Well, truth be told, Gruagak is such a bad crossover that I actually love it. Like, not love it as in it's a good crossover, but it's so funny to me. Like, I cannot take Gruagak seriously. If I ever see someone in-game with Gruagak, I cannot take it seriously. It's just too funny to me. So that's why it's the second worst crossover and not the first worst. Gruagak, it's a joke to me. It's actually a meme. And finally, we have reached it. The number 1 worst crossover in Brawlhalla is... I forgot his name. Oh, yeah, Storm Shadow. It's Storm Shadow. If I didn't know better, I would have thought that Storm Shadow was a beta or test version of Koji. I mean, Storm Shadow's SIGs and appearance are all just so lame. Like, it's a downgraded version of Koji. I mean, the SIGs aren't even colored in. They didn't even bother to color in the SIGs. They're just white, blank nothingness. How is that cool? And don't even tell me that that's not a diaper on my man's head. Seriously, what is that supposed to be? That cannot be anything else other than a diaper. There's just so many things that I dislike about this crossover, but I think that the diaper comment kind of sums it up there. So yeah, that's the top 10 worst crossovers in Brawlhalla. What's that? I forgot an honorable mention. Honorable mention Glowbox, because he looks goofy. Well everyone, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. It's summer now, so I should be pretty active with my posting. Unless for some reason I decide I hate Brawlhalla, but that would never happen. Right? Anyways, I'm out of here.